So thank you for coming. You're representative of a wide range of Lake County, Waukegan, and area individuals, corporations, and NGOs that have worked relentlessly. Some agencies present have worked since 1975. That's 46 years to get to the point where you can see what you saw today with the ships. And that's very exciting. So welcome. And our motto is, yes, we can, yes, we will, and yes, we have. The flags represent the United States and Canada, the International Joint Commission, who oversees all of the waters between the Atlantic and the Pacific that are managed by our two governments. And we have worked directly with the International Joint Commission in the 1990s. They were down here with their science team following up on US EPA and IEPA science tests, and the Waukegan Harbor CAG was formed in August of 1990 and has met continuously since then. The maps and posters and images behind you represent the harbor in about 1971, when it was full industry and North Shore Gas was coking here. There's one of about 2014, and it's directly in front of Stacy, and that one shows the harbor with the cleanup and what I call the sausage farm that's holding the PCBs and the sediment, that needed to be contained. And then there's one right over there that shows all of the industries, down on the lakefront. And there's one that shows when the W.G. Jackson was in 2002, and the youngest person in that poster, made by Grand Valley State University for us, is 4 years old, and the oldest person is 92 years old. And they were from the Waukegan Township group that went out on the cruise. And then we have the US EPA posters in 2010 for the fish consumption, and out on one of the tables we have the Cool Learning Experience poster of Barbara, the name of that is the water, your water?
Saving Our Waters.
No, not Saving Our Waters, your group with Cool Learning Experience. Anyway, their poster is out there, and you will see some handouts that have other children's art. So the children of the area have been involved in the cleanup too, and continue to be. We have our honored guests, Congressman Brad Schneider, Mayor Ann Taylor, State Representative Rita Mayfield, Lake County Board Chair Sandy Hart, and Vice Chair Mary Ross Cunningham, and County Commissioners, the Administrator Gary Gibson, and the Chief Planner for the county, Tom Chefalo. Principal Planner, sorry, I didn't get that corrected last night. Principal Planner, Tom Chefalo. And Tom, hats off to you for all the help you've given to the CAG and the meetings you've attended with Lake Michigan Forum and the Area of Concern meetings, and just your general knowledge of the Great Lakes waters and their issues. We have the Waukegan Port District Chair, I believe Grant Farrell is here. Greg Petrie, is he here? Joe Seidelman is here. The Waukegan Park District, Jay Lerner and his dedicated staff, North Shore Gas, Audubon Great Lakes and Lake County Audubon, and members of the Waukegan Harbor CAG Executive Committee and general members. And I understand State Senator Adrienne Johnson is en route to Springfield for a legislative session, and she sends her heartiest congratulations. And we thank Gold Bond National Gypsum for the tent, the Port District for the location, and Congressman Schneider's staff for the lectern and the mic, and for helping with all the details, and for all of the Waukegan Harbor CAG members and partners who have worked 30+ years to make this event possible. And we also thank Mother Nature for the terrific weather to complement today's announcements. So, that being said, the announcement is that the outboard marine US EPA Superfund PCB cleanup is completed. And that means And that means the water, which you celebrated, and Tim Drexler was the project manager for that. He is retired and here today. The water part was completed around 2013, early into 2014. And the land has taken a lot longer. But the actual cleanup is done, and right now Kevin Adler has written his report to the Waukegan Harbor CAG, which all citizens are part of. Thank you for inviting us to your happy event. It's unfortunately that we presently cannot attend due to our current pandemic-related agency-wide travel restrictions that are designed to help keep us safe. Please note that US EPA is not going away from the OMC site just yet. As you have noted, all physical cleanup remedies have been put into place, a huge and wonderful achievement. And now they're doing the institutional controls on the land. But Mayor, that's the last little step, and that's just a several-month process that's tedious and paperwork. But the land is being reverted back to the city, and the institutional controls, as Kevin notes in his report, will be in place for a very, very long time, and that will be handled through IEPA, and US EPA will retain some things, but that's all the legal part. Your land is now the city of Waukegan's for your future development. So now, at this point, I would like to ask Congressman Schneider if he'd like to make any comments. I have to hold this. Yes, I don't want to go squat.
More steps now. Good afternoon. It is truly a great honor to be here to celebrate what is 46 years of hard work. And I'm proud to be a part of this. I want to make sure I do my thank yous so I don't miss anybody, and I'm pretty sure I'll still miss some people. But Mayor Taylor, congratulations. It can't be overstated. I was here 7 years ago when we celebrated the water piece. To be here today to celebrate the completion of the work is a big deal. And I don't think I see Representative Mayfield, but the folks from the Park District, it's great to have you. This is going to be a great asset for our community. Of course, Susie and the Waukegan CAG it's great to be together again in person, but following the work you've done, certainly my entire time in office, but as you said, it goes back further to 1990. Is truly remarkable. The folks from the US EPA, Kevin Adler, Sarah Rolfus, Roberto Leon, Tim Drexler, and John Perricone. I hope I didn't mess those names up too badly. The Illinois EPA, the Great Lakes National Program Office, Nick Green and Scott Janowski, Dave Ulick, and the Great Lakes St. Louis Sea Initiatives, the Park District, Chairman Hart, Vice Chair Cunningham, Parks President, right? It's Forest Preserve President, Angelo Kyle. It's good to have you here. And those are my official remarks I can put away and talk with my hands again. So. But I am really, I'll be very brief. I'm just so proud to be here today, to be a part of what has been such a long effort. 46 years is hard to conceive. It is easier to conceive in retrospect, certainly, than it had to be at the very beginning, to think of the work that was going to be done and the perseverance necessary to get us to where we are today. But I think that reflects the commitment to the community here, the commitment of the community to its future. And I am confident that this is not the end of the story, but the finish of a chapter. And the next chapter is going to be something truly remarkable. No pressure, Mayor, on that. But I look forward to partnering and working together and making it truly special. And that this day there will be a plaque or a picture or something, and hopefully they won't remember us as the oldest people at the event. But we'll be here to celebrate many more things to come. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Mother Nature is getting a little windy. It's a little hard on the paperwork here. But as we've said, this has taken a lot of effort from a lot of people, and we would note that US EPA and IPA, people that are were working in the 1980s and 1990s and are Springfield located, Bob Schock, Greg Michaud, Tammy Mitchell, and now Paul Lakes and his crew at IEPA are also to be commended for the incredible work that they did in laying the groundwork so this could happen. They had to get all of the documents ready for the International Joint Commission to approve, and everything then came down from there. We've had wonderful support, bipartisan support from the 10th Congressional District over the years. Elected congressmen have stepped right up to the plate and carried the ball from each of the retiring congressmen, Kirk, Dole, Schneider, John Porter. You all hit home runs during your respective elected terms to keep this massive area of concern and extended area of concern rolling for cleanup. Mayor Taylor, would you like to say anything? And by the way, this map is 1853 U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, the harbor.
Good afternoon, everyone. Can I actually give Susie a round of applause and Kev for putting this together today? Thank you. And I want to say I'm particularly impressed with the scenery that you provided. I mean, I have never been down here and see the Lafarge vessel move, so thank you for that. Can you arrange some other things for us, too? On behalf of the City of Waukegan, I really want to thank the many federal, state, and community partners involved in seeing this cleanup, seeing it through to the end of the process to the conclusion. The key government partners include the US EPA, the Illinois EPA, and the Illinois Coastal Management Program through the Illinois Department of Natural Resources for providing the necessary technical assistance and the financial resources to accomplish this goal. I can't say enough how much I appreciate your longstanding commitment to this project and look forward to the opportunities that will be created by reactivating this important lakefront property. In addition, I'm thankful that the City of Waukegan was able to work with our community partners, particularly our partner Waukegan Park District, to transfer ownership of the Carnegie Building, and I'm delighted that it'll soon serve the primary reciprocity for the CAG's documents related to the Waukegan Lakefront's cleanup story. This is an important story that I hope never gets forgotten. The work that has gone into this needs to be documented, needs for all of us to rejoice in this. And for all of our staff at the city who have worked over the years on this, I'm so grateful for all your work, and look it, we've completed it. Thank you.
Navigating the electrical wires is the trickiest part of this. And just a little bit on the US EPA document repository to which the mayor just referenced. The full 46 years of the documentation of all of the remedial work on the harbor, the area of concern, and the extended area of concern will be held in the Carnegie Library, presently under renovation by the Waukegan Park District and the Waukegan Historical Society. All of the Waukegan Harbor Citizens Advisory Groups, all of our maps and documents will also be provided so that they can be accessed, and that includes 30 plus years of maps, records, images, and work, and I can't tell you how many pictures we have taken over those years. It will include all of the records of the W.D. Jackson research visits that came into the harbor until we got too much water and then they couldn't dock here because the ship would have just sloshed onto the parking lot. The Hyde Park School students' work in the era of 2003, 4, 5, when they won the Governor's Green Youth Award and the Illinois EPA Award, or excuse me, the US EPA Award. They held conferences for all fifth graders on the ecosystem in the Waukegan River and the watershed, and they had 400 kids coming. They raised their own money for this, and it was a school-wide day, and we had tremendous outreach. And those are your new voters now. They were in school then. They're voting here now. And to the Cool Learning Experience STEAM projects that were focused on Waukegan Harbor and the Waukegan Lakefront. And we'd also like to say thank you again for the student signage. I mean, that's you involved. I mean, a total of at least 800 Waukegan youth have been involved in making signage, some of which is posted down here. And I know that Mary Ross Cunningham, marched into Hyde Park School, funding in hand, said she wanted those students to be down in Springfield to receive their award. And by goodness, we did it. And thank you very much for that, Mary Ross. And now we would like to also thank North Shore Gas and Audubon Great Lakes and the Waukegan Harbor CAG members that are here that helped work with them, and Lake County Audubon chapter and the City of Waukegan. Early this year, the North Shore Gas provided the funding to Audubon Great Lakes to design the engineering studies and the design of an ADA-compatible wildlife viewing platform for the very high-quality Waukegan Dunal area. It is to be very carefully sited with the help of our partners in the Great Lakes National and in the Great Lakes Restoration Initiative grant that we had, the CAG had, that was $1.43 million. We did a lot of work at Bowen and on the lakefront, and this will be very carefully sited, and we special thank you to North Shore Gas for being a principal responsible party and for continuing to clean up your own sites on your own dollar. They've cleaned up one now, and the city has that to work with, and that's right directly on the lakefront. And they are you see fencing around the other two that they're working on, and we thank them very much. Andrea Danks is here, and Isabel Groblena from Audubon Great Lakes. Would they like to make a comment? Okay. But we'd like to thank them, and I think Isabella has data sheets that she's got available on the wildlife viewing platform. Yes. Yep, that's going to end. Yeah. And to end the comments, we'd like to have Lake County, Sandy Hart, if you would like to make a few comments to end it, because the county and Tom Chefalo, who has been behind us the whole way, has been just tremendous. And all of the county commissioners, I know I got nailed when I was talking to them, I don't know, 1999, 2001 or something, and I said, and Angelo's River, meaning the Waukegan River, and Mary Ross got, whoa, that's all of our river. So anyway, Sandy, would you like to make it?
Got it? You want to step over?
Yes, I do
Okay.
want to step over.
There you go. All right. Thank you so much, and good afternoon. It is such an incredible honor to be able to speak today at this important event that means so much to us, and I'm so pleased to be joined by Vice Chair Mary Ross Cunningham and President Angelo Kyle of the Forest Preserves. We have already heard about the decades of work that went on to clean up the Waukegan Harbor of these harmful PCBs, and it is now complete. It is such an incredible accomplishment that puts Waukegan one step closer to completing the overall effort to clean up and restore the Waukegan Harbor, which will greatly benefit the city of Waukegan, Lake County, and truly the entire region. What's most impressive, and what we've heard from the other speakers, is the amount of time, effort, and coordination that it took for the people who volunteered really endless hours and who worked tirelessly to help clean up this harbor and therefore Lake Michigan for all of us. Waukegan is home to incredible natural beauty right here on Lake Michigan, and we're so thankful for those community members who had the vision and the dedication to work for decades and who understood the importance of this project. So thank you first to the members of the Waukegan CAG, the Waukegan Harbor CAG, the City of Waukegan and the surrounding areas, the EPA, and our state, local, and federal elected officials for partnering together and committing to restoring this area. I also want to thank those at Lake County, such as Kurt Wolford and Mike Prusilla at the Lake County Stormwater Management Commission, Mark Pfister and Mike Adam at the Lake County Health Department for their efforts over the years. And certainly we've heard already, I want to recognize Tom Chefalo, who works for Lake County Building, Planning, and Development, for his incredible work as a member of the Waukegan Harbor CAG for more than 20 years. I'm excited that this area will soon be removed from the list of areas of concern on Great Lakes, so it can once again be an important area for fish, wildlife, and the people of Waukegan and the region. The efforts from many of you who are here today opens the door to tremendous opportunities to protect and use this land for many things. Examples like this is what makes Lake County a special place to be. Our residents of Lake County are passionate and truly care about their community and the environment. So thank you to all of you for everything you have done and continue to do for all of us. We are very grateful. Thank you. No, I got it. I'll hand it to you. Thank you, Susie.
Thank you, Sandy, for your very kind comments. And thank you to everybody who has stepped up to the podium and shared your views on this major accomplishment. And we have one more beneficial use impairment, that is the fish consumption, and we are actively working on that now with the Great Lakes National Program Office and with US EPA, and we hope that, we've spoken to the congressman about it earlier last week, and we're going to be taking this, to a federal level and joining with all of the other areas concerned on Lake Michigan who are trying to achieve the fish consumption removal. So with that, we have one other person, Glenn Moss from Lake County Audubon, who would like to ask one question of the congressman. That's your warning.
Lake County Audubon's been very busy, constantly working with Waukegan on education about birds and the environmental area. And for many of you who know Monty and Rose, who are so famous down, they started in Waukegan. So they started here, so we're really more famous than Chicago for Monty and Rose. But I would like to have the congressman come up and see if he would like to say a pledge that would support our lakefront that we have and give them our special piping plover patch, which some of you have. And he can pass it on because he is a Lake County resident. So, yeah. And if you just raise your hand and read that.
I promise to protect the piping plover and the Waukegan Beach habitat where they raise their young.
Very good. Thank you. And there's your patch.
Awesome. Happy to be a plover pal.
All right. Thank you.
You can put that on your suit. We're jealous. We're jealous. You have one. You can have one. All right. I'll do that pledge.
Is the mayor going to make a pledge?
I'll do it.
She's done. The mayor has made a pledge.
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. Well, let's end on that very nice note where we have a congressman who was pledged to help Monty and Rose and their family and extended cousins that we hope will come and join us. I mean, they surveyed the whole southwestern portion of Lake Michigan in 2009, and they were up and down the Waukegan lakefront, and they made attempts at nesting, and then they did it again before they went down to Montrose Beach. But unfortunately, they managed to have their nest and eggs set so that they would hatch on July 3rd, and that's a little bit of a problem. because you all have a wonderful July 3rd, 4th, 3rd and 4th event down here. So hatching on the day of the big fireworks when you're a teeny little plover is probably not the wisest. So Brad Semmel from Illinois Department of Natural Resources, the Natural Heritage Division, worked to move them safely to the eggs down to the Lincoln Park Zoo, and they were candled, and then they were flown up to Sleeping Bear Dunes, where they were put with an active piping plover colony, and they hatched up there. But then Monty and Rose came back down here and said, hey, this is looking good. And then, because we were still actively working up here, didn't seem quite as good, so they went down to Montrose. But you've had, a huge part in the piping plover. So let's end on that extra good note. And thank you to all who have come, and we're just so happy to be able to share this monumental milestone. It's just been huge. But thank you so much for all of your support.
Thank you.
Well,